guys, this is Kevin Davidson, and I'm back with segment number 2 of Kevin's Corner, Real Estate from a Marketing Perspective, episode number 24. I want to thank Chris Barzilla for being in the first segment, and this is Herron Burroughs from Goosehead Insurance.
Yes, indeed. How you doing, everybody? Nice to meet everybody.
So let me give you just, and he knows the story. I'm going to give you a quick 20-second story. I've had nothing but bad luck with Goosehead okay, for the longest time.
Yeah.
And he showed up at my office to sponsor a class that I wasn't teaching.
Yeah.
And if you can't tell, he's like 6'1", and he's really, really tall. And he told me who he's with, and I was like, hey, oh, man.
Yeah.
But then you told me that you own your own office. You own your own.
Yeah, and that makes a difference. Being a agency owner is separate than being on the corporate side. You know, this is my baby. This is what I put out. So everything that I do, I try to do to the best of my ability, like making great relationships, so that we can still grow the business ourselves.
Yeah. So I basically approached him and said, hey, you know, I'm looking for a few more vendor sponsors for my events and stuff, and you know, he didn't really know who I was at the time, but we met and everything, and I think it's turned out pretty cool.
Yeah, man, we've been rocking and rolling so far.
Because you did one thing that the other reps never did. You
showed up. I showed up.
Twice. You showed up for the meeting, and you showed up for the podcast.
And I was on time.
And you're on time. So, so tell everybody what is Goosehead and what do you do?
Yeah, thank you. So Goosehead is an insurance brokerage. Our largest brokerage route here in Texas started in Texas in 2006, early 2000s. I think we have over 500 agents out here in Texas alone. So that's why you see us heavily everywhere. You see us, you know, constantly reaching out, phone calls, text messages, emails, all of that stuff. That's what we're about. And rightfully so, because we put together a great product. We take care of our clients. We make sure that whatever we put out there for insurance, we'll cover you correctly. So that's one of our biggest things, is to make sure that our customers are covered correctly.
So what kind of, or what are the different insurance products that you offer?
So I do everything. I try to make sure if I reach out to you, I'm going to be your agent for life. So I do home, auto, life insurance, commercial insurance, umbrella. I try to cover all the basics. I don't want you, once we create that relationship, to reach out to any other insurance agent. It doesn't make sense.
Can you help with flood and or wind and hail?
Absolutely, 100%. You know, Texas so heavily with flood claims that, you know, that's one of our corner markets, our pillars. Actually, it's part of our conversation piece as we at least discuss flood insurance. Every home in Texas is in a flood zone, whether they tell you or not. It just depends on where that rain is going to fall. If it's going to rain in your area and stick there for two or 3 days, you might have a situation. So,
well, up until Harvey, I did not believe I was in a flood zone.
It wasn't a big conversation.
Told me
it wasn't a big conversation.
Flooded.
Yeah.
In Harvey, I got 6 inches.
Yeah.
So, thankfully, I had flood insurance.
Yeah.
Now everything's fixed. But you're right. Every house in this city, this town, no matter where you're at, is in a flood zone.
Absolutely. And we need to have those conversations. Even if you just want to see a quote, if you just want to discuss it just a little bit, I show you a map. You know, sometimes even on those maps that I show my clients, it might show their home that's not in a flood zone, but right across the street. It could be a major AE, which we call a flood zone, that you need flood insurance for. Their street might be in a flood zone, so flood prone, or behind their home, you know. So you always want to at least have a discussion about flood insurance. It's very important.
You know, I mean, up until recently, if you technically weren't in a flood zone, even though everybody is, flood insurance is really not that expensive.
Yeah, it's super cheap. It's super
like
cheap.
$500.
Well, it kind of increased now, and inflation is kicking everybody's butt. But
we don't need to get political, because I'll go postal on you. I will.
Before all of that, yeah, you're right. It was a couple $100. It was definitely worth, especially for our new home buyers, new clients that are moving into the Texas market. Get it for the first year. Yeah. Check it out. See how well it works. If you want to keep it for the next year, you know, definitely let's have that conversation.
Yeah, but I don't mean to interrupt you, but why would, and this drives me crazy, why would somebody invest $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, $1 million in a home and not get flood insurance.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make any
Yeah,
sense.
it's like not finishing the home insurance process.
It's not finishing the roof. It's like not finishing the
Yeah.
roof when you started it. You're halfway
Yeah.
done.
You say,
it's
that's
good
it.
enough. I don't
That's
have
it.
to worry
I don't want the rest of it.
Yeah, no, it just doesn't. And when Harvey hit, I had people on all sides of me that
Freaking
had
out,
no
man.
insurance.
Freaking
And
out.
they had to wait for
Yeah.
the
FEMA.
FEMA. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's another misconception. They think, well, I don't need flood insurance. FEMA will take care of me. But that's not a true situation. FEMA will help you out to some extent. They may not give you everything that you need, but whatever they give you, you still have to pay it back.
You have to pay it back, and even though it usually is in most cases, it has to be declared a disaster.
Absolutely.
In other words, in order for FEMA to
come in.
come. So you can't
risk it.
You got to be safe. You got to protect your own stuff. And, if you can't buy insurance for a house that you bought, then I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, you shouldn't get the house.
Yeah, you shouldn't get the house. I mean, I don't understand that.
Yeah.
So if somebody you mentioned just getting a quote, if with the way the rates are going up and inflation and everything you were mentioning earlier, if someone is looking to, I'll use the word shop. I don't know if you like that word, but
I use it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shop insurance carriers. Goosehead, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you don't actually insure. You shop for your client
through our carriers.
Your carriers. Explain the difference in what that
Yeah.
means.
So that's a good question. So a lot of people think because we are Goosehead Insurance, we are insuring the home, but we in fact have partnerships with multiple insurance companies in this coastal market. So if you, said buyer, wants to get a quote for a home, we put in your information and it'll populate 4 or 5 different carriers. And from those 4 or 5 different carriers, we figure out the top 3 that works best for your home. We go in, we kind of finalize it, put in the real information, kind of hone it in. And from there, we pick that top one and we send it over to you and kind of discuss the breakdown of it. So,
and if someone is switching from one carrier to another, do you handle the transformation, or does the client have to do it themselves?
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm always,
not transformation. Transition.
It's a transformation from policy to policy.
But nice say.
Yeah. But absolutely, I'm definitely, I don't want to say hands-on. I hate saying hands-on, but I like to be part of my client's process. They can always reach out to me. They can text me, call me, email me. I'm pretty responsive in helping them find what they need, even if the rates increase year after year. Hey, let's jump back in the system. It's a quick process. Put your information back in, update some things, and see what the numbers are looking like. So,
what, in your opinion, and we know the answer to this, but in your opinion, why have rates risen so much?
Oh my gosh, I get that conversation phone call every day.
Well, you have to. I mean,
people are they are
now.
upset about it.
Yeah.
Inflation is the main reason. Carriers are trying to stay profitable. And so because they're trying to stay profitable, they are increasing rates to kind of lessen their risk of essentially going out of business. So, it's a tough situation that everybody's in, including myself. I have a home that I don't like paying insurance on either, but it just is what it is at this point. I'm telling all my clients, at least buckle in for a year, maybe a year and a half, maybe 2, until everything kind of evens out.
You said year and a half to 2 years. Do you see things leveling off some point in the future?
Well, that's our biggest question that we ask.
These rates forever? Or are they
No,
gonna come
absolutely
down?
not. Absolutely not. Everything kind of goes up and goes down. That's just how the world works.
Yeah, but this last year,
it's crazy.
It's been a huge increase.
Oh, it's crazy.
It was like, you my insurance policy goes up $150 over an entire year.
That's fine.
That's $12 a month.
Yeah.
But we're talking $1,000 over a
On average, I've been seeing $500 to $1,000
exactly.
as an average. So that's the first conversation that I have with my clients. Like, look, across the board, these clients, my customers, are seeing $500 to $1,000 increase. So, yeah, we definitely can shop it and see what we can find, but it's still going to be pretty significant.
It's still going to be an increase.
Yeah.
What is the difference between I know the answer to this, but I want you to tell the audience. What is the difference between buying wind and hail insurance from an insurance carrier versus buying it from the Texas Windstorm Association?
So, and I try to at least insure my clients with a one insurance policy that includes wind and hail. But now it's
like my house is in Brazoria
right.
County.
I was gonna go there. Brazoria, the Pearland area, League City, Galveston, a lot of these areas now, the carriers don't want wind anymore. Yeah, we'll take the home, but we're not insuring that roof.
Because my home is in a county that touches the water,
yes.
I'm actually required to purchase it for the mortgage.
Yeah, everybody is required to get wind insurance if you have a mortgage, from what I'm told. But for the coastal counties, communities, the Brazorias, a lot of carriers don't want the wind anymore. So now we have to go through a TWIA, which we call Texas Wind, that specifically does wind only. So now you have a wind only policy through TWIA, and you have your standard homeowner insurance policy that does not include wind coverage.
And in my experience, TWIA is much more expensive than the hail as an addendum to your insurance policy.
Yeah, and again,
it's ridiculous.
They know it. They know it. They know they cornered the market. They know everybody's going to go through TWIA. So, hey, why don't we, increase rates for a little bit? Yeah, because everybody has to use them anyway.
And it was funny. When I dropped TWIA and went to a standard insurance carrier for wind and hail, they weren't going to let me out of my insurance unless I sent them a copy to show proof that I have another policy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's none of your business.
None of your business. Why are you asking me that?
They would not send me my refund until I sent them a copy.
Yeah, we're not doing this dance anymore.
It's like you're not the mortgage company. What do you care? But that's the way it is. So what areas of Houston or even Texas do you insure?
I insure it all. I'm licensed all of Texas. I definitely can insure outside of Texas, but Texas is a big market. So I touch a little bit of everything. The Dallas, San Antonio, Austin, Houston is a big area for us. So all of Texas I can insure 100%.
But your office is here in the Houston area?
Yeah, I'm right down the street from you.
Okay.
Yeah. So I enjoy it.
So what are some of the things that you do to promote and market your business since it's your responsibility?
So we kind of talked about this a little bit, before COVID, everything was open. You could always go out and do meet and greets and happy hours and events. And, I kind of built my business that way. Right now it's sustaining just on the customers that I currently have. I get a lot of referrals that way. From those prior relationships, I still have some great mortgage lenders, some great realtors. So I'm in a good place, but I want to get back to those meet and greets and those events where we can start growing the business together. So,
like Chris said, you need to get on social media.
Yeah, I'm a hitter. Yeah, absolutely. So that's. Oh my goodness, yeah. I'm not good on the social media stuff, the Instagram, the Facebook. I guess
we should have a one-on-one so I can teach you.
We already talked about that, so I'm definitely gonna hit you up about that. But I guess because of my age,
it has nothing to do with age.
I think it.
She's waving a finger at you.
That's gonna be my exit. I think it. I'm just stuck in my ways a little bit, so I need to get out there and do the Instagram, the Facebooks, the videos and things like that.
Guess how many years it took me to start actually paying my bills online?
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Oh,
and then
my
guess
goodness.
how many more years it took me to actually create a Facebook page after everybody else was already on it.
Oh yeah.
So I know where you're talking about. Okay?
Yeah.
I was there. But the first thing that you should learn about any kind of marketing is stop worrying about what everybody else is thinking.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Do it.
Just do it.
Be you.
Just get out there and do it.
You know, if look, how many middle-aged, bald-headed, heavy metal freaks do you know? Okay, this is what I love. That's me. So everybody knows that about me.
Yeah.
And that has helped me get to where I'm at today. Everybody knows Kevin plays guitar.
Yeah.
All right, and that's just so. Don't worry about how old you are. It don't matter no more.
I appreciate that.
And you can probably do it better than half of these Gen Zers and Gen Xers.
I hope so.
Anyway.
I hope so. You know, that market, they're doing really well. These young guys, you know, with those Facebook, Instagram, YouTube pages, you know, they're doing really well. Following, everybody wants to be on social media, and everybody wants to follow somebody on social media. So
you can grow your business using Facebook if you did it right.
Yeah.
And you really should look into it.
Yeah.
Facebook to me is like one of those necessary evils. So like attorneys and dentists and car salesmen.
You got to use it.
You have to use them,
Yeah.
even though you're like, not until I need it. You know what I'm saying? But Facebook is there. It's going to be there. It's the way to do it.
And you're going to get left behind, honestly. Honestly. So, and I know that. So I need to.
And the next thing everybody's talking about is this chat GBT thing that scares the hell out of me.
Man.
Yeah,
It's
AI.
crazy.
Yeah. So tell everybody how to get hold of you.
Of course, my phone number is the only thing. Instagram, Facebook, I really don't do that. So my direct line is 281-381-2701. You can text, call me. I'm always available. I work 24/7 basically. You know, I'm weekends. It doesn't matter. You can shoot me a text. I'll respond to it. Sometimes I get messages from clients at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. So it's not a problem. I definitely want to be there for you, even if you're looking for just a quote, just to check the market. If you want to see how well it's looking against, you know, what you currently have, I don't have a problem at all shopping it or checking it for you.
Yeah. I will say that since we met the 2 or 3 times that we've communicated via phone or text, you've responded almost immediately.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, that's important. Give them the phone number one more time.
Herron Burroughs, 281-381-2701. Text or call.
Goosehead Insurance, guys.
Goosehead Insurance.
Everybody that knows me knows that not every vendor that is out there can be a part of my circle and support my events. And like I told you when we started the podcast, I have had some
situations
with other Goosehead reps. He's fixed everything, okay? So if he's hanging out with me, you need insurance, you guys need to give him a call.
Absolutely,
okay?
absolutely.
You guys need real estate, you need to give Chris Barzilla a call, okay, guys? So I want to thank you for being on the podcast.
Thank you. I appreciate it
very much.
It's been
Good
a pleasure.
job. Yes, sir. So this has been Kevin's Corner, Real Estate from a Marketing Perspective, episode number 24. You guys see the logo back there. It's a shout out to Nas K. She painted that for me. Again, I want to thank Jennifer Smitis, the Area Vice President, Caitlin Cornick, Devin, and Wendy Santana, the escrow officers here in my Sugarland and my Richmond office. And I must say that if you guys need real estate title insurance, you got to give us a call. We're the largest company on the planet. We're the oldest. We actually turned 130 years old this month. And as of this podcast, October 19th, which is next Thursday, if you're available between 4 and 7 p.m. and you're an agent or a vendor we work with, come on by the office because I'm throwing the biggest birthday party you'll ever attend. Okay?
Absolutely.
October 19th, 2023. So if you're seeing this podcast next year, it's already happened. If you want to be a guest on my podcast, give me a call, 832-654-0527, or email me at kevin.davidson@stewart.com. And once again, this episode will be available next week for your viewing pleasure on my YouTube channel, Kevin's Corner. We'll see you guys next week. Have a great weekend. Bye.
Peace.